This is fire.
Welcome everybody. Today we're back on the Untitled podcast. As you can see, we got the set better camera quality. We're using a different camera. Like obviously I have another camera, but you know the vibes. So what's up? How you guys doing? My name is Malachi, aka Mally, Malioku, Drip Kid Mally, Mally Ones, whatever you want to call me. Like I said in the last 3 episodes, it doesn't really matter to me what you call me because we're here to talk about topics that you guys bring up to me and or that I just come up with in my own head, because last week it was Nigel Houston and how I think he's a robot or just some type of, government clone from the skateboarding industry to make money off of us. And then I put it on TikTok and it blew up like it low-key kind of blew up, like not like crazy blew up or anything, got like a couple thousand views. And people were coming from my head in the comments and I was like, yo, like let me rock, bro. Like I understand you guys are obsessed with Nigel Houston, but he's not human, bro. You can't tell me otherwise. If you guys watched that podcast, let me know what you guys thought, because that was a very interesting one, to say the least. But yeah, I know I enjoy making these podcasts. Like they're really enjoyable for me to make, and I just love doing them. And on that note, like most of the time I really don't know what to do for these podcasts, like what topics are at least. Like honestly, I just be chilling and then just start talking. But this time I actually put on my story on Instagram what you guys wanted to hear me talk about, and some of you guys told me some topics that you guys wanted me to talk about, and I really wanted to talk about skateboarding because skateboarding is really interesting to talk about, because obviously that's what I spend most of my time doing, and I've been doing that for a while now. And actually one of the questions was, how long have I been skating? This is a question I get all the time, but I really say I've been skating for about 5-ish years, maybe like 4 or 5 years. But in reality, I picked up a skateboard when I was 7. And another question was, how did I get my first board? And it's funny because the person that asked this question actually knows how I got my first board, but I'm pretty sure she asked because it's a really interesting story. But first off, I got my first skateboard in 2007, and I didn't buy it. I actually stole it from my neighbor. So, that's how that happened. And I grew up not stealing from people. I just really wanted to try skateboarding, and I didn't have one, and he wasn't using it, and it was in his backyard, and we were friends, like we were cool, and he just had it in his backyard, and I meant to like give it back and stuff. I wasn't gonna like keep it. I just wanted to use it, and he wasn't using it, so I just took it and then started skateboarding. And a couple days later, he saw that I had it, and then he took it back, and then I just was like, okay, this sucks. Now I have to actually get my own skateboard. And I eventually got one like 2 years later for Christmas, 2009. I got one, and I slept right next to it on Christmas night or Christmas Eve. And, I live in Connecticut, so I couldn't even skate it until like a couple weeks later. Okay, so the camera actually just died. So, that's fun. But pretty much what I was saying is like, I stole my first skateboard, and I didn't get to skate it until a couple weeks later when my dad had taken me to an indoor skate park. And that was also the first time I've ever been to an indoor skate park. It was one that was in Bristol. If you know where I'm from, you know that park. And I loved it at first, and that was because I was like new at skateboarding. But then once I got a little bit better, that park became just like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to talk bad about the park because it's like an older park, and like, all the older heads in my community just love that park. I'm not really a fan of it, but in Connecticut, what else do you have, to skate? If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. But right now it's February. This is the time of the year for love, Valentine's Day, all the pink and red is going on. I got the pink lights on. You can't really see it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how I can get these lights to look better. Like this light in front of me is actually a smart light. So I don't know why I'm telling you that. It's completely irrelevant. But, you know, it's time. It's that time of the year. You know what I'm saying, dog? Like, it's that time where everybody's like, they're trying to, you know, get groovy. You dig me? So it's, you know, it's Valentine's Day. You know, it's Valentine's. Everybody's trying to find somebody, or they already got somebody. You know, if you have somebody, you're probably really lucky right now, because I feel like relationships now are really hard to get into, because, you know, there's people that, you know, clearly know people for a really long time, and then they start off as friends, and then they end up as boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend, whatever you want, whatever you prefer, whatever your preference is, you know, and they end up in that type of situation. And there are the other half of the population where they go online and find their lovers, where it's like Instagram, Tinder, Bumble, whatever, you know, dating sites there are now. And I realized that most of the time when you go on those websites, bro, you find just straight crazy people, bro. Like, and it caused me to think, because I have some deep thoughts when I'm in the shower, right? And I was just like, bro, when you go on like Tinder or like Bumble, bro, like, you have to realize that half the people on that app, bro, they have to have something wrong with them, because why can't they just be a normal person? Why are they going to an external source that's based on finding a relationship to find love, when I feel like finding a connection and falling in love with someone should be something you find within like someone you click with? And like, how can you click with someone you don't know? You just meet through a screen. And obviously Tinder is almost like Instagram, where people only show their good traits and all their bad traits are just waiting to happen. Like, you're gonna meet someone that's like good on one hand, and then a couple months down the line you start dating them and you realize how toxic they are. It's like, well, I wish I would have known, because if I had known, this wouldn't have happened. But see, now if you do it the traditional way, you won't have that problem, because you'll already know surface level, you know, this is the homie, so I know what he's about, or I know what she's about. So you already know what to expect and how to deal with those problems, rather than those problems being under the mat, waiting to be kicked up from under the rug. You dig me? And speaking of Valentine's Day, I don't know if you guys understand this, but my understanding of Cupid, yeah, I know, you know who Cupid is, the little guy, you know, the little guy that has the little arrow shooting people, you know what I'm saying? He's a little gangster, you know what I'm saying? But my theory behind Cupid is that he's a pimp, bro. Cupid is a pimp. Nobody can tell me otherwise, bro. Listen, what does a pimp do? Cupid's a pimp because, like, this man's literally just shooting people and they're falling in love. Tell me that's not a pimp, bro. Tell me that's not a pimp. You can't tell me Cupid's not a pimp, bro. And Valentine's Day is a scam. Just letting you know. Like, don't even get me started, because, like, you're gonna wait until one day of the year to show your partner that you love them by giving them gifts and stuff. But, like, all the things around this time of the year are inflated in price, so it's really just a scam from, you know, the economic side of the world to get in your pockets and make you, because, like, bro, you ever feel like there's people out here that will literally make you feel bad for not getting them something for Valentine's Day? It's like, oh, you know, it's Valentine's Day, he didn't give me nothing for Valentine's Day. Like, oh, that's what this is about. No, bro, like, get it together, bro. Get it together. The world is changing. I feel like not enough people know. I feel like not enough people understand that, like, how much the world is changing now. It's like we're evolving as people. I remember when, you know, music was so different. Everything had pretty much the same beat, the same melodies, and, you know, Chris Brown was on top. There was Omarion. It was more art. When I was growing up, mainly what you would see in music being really big was, like, R&B music was really big back then. And this is as far as I can remember, because I listened to music for the majority of my life, and the majority of the music that I heard around me was more Chris Brown, like Omarion, Ashanti, or whatever, however you, Beyonce, and like just R&B music. And if you did hear rap, it was like most likely like 50 Cent at that time, Eminem, Lil Wayne, and like those type of people. Like, and now you can see it's heading towards, it evolved from R&B into rap, and now it's like going from rap into like subgenres where it's like now there's like those high pitched rappers, mumble rap. I just saw some like something core. It was like digicore trap or digicore rap or something, and now there's people like NASCAR Aloe and Josiah. I low-key X pioneered music going into the direction it's going into now, like with the whole like more aggressive rock tone songs, and now I can see that being a reality because like low-key we're going into a cyberpunk era right now. Like, and I don't know if anybody notices it but me, but I talked about this on my Instagram live the other day, and like low-key, bro, like things are about to change like heavy. Like, I know you guys saw like the video game Cyberpunk, like that's absolute garbage. I've been telling people it's gonna be garbage, but that's a different topic for another day. But like Cyberpunk, the video games, like low-key, like bro, as a generation, like low-key we're gonna start going into that. Like, I know you guys see people like towards the beginning of quarantine started like cutting their hair bald, like girls were going bald, and girls were like dyeing their hair like crazy colors, and before quarantine no one was messing with that at all, bro. And I know that for a fact because like people were in school, and like people in school are so judgmental, and I feel like people now aren't really even concerned about that anymore, just more concerned about their, you know, personal, you know, just being who they are. And I honestly admire that because like that's just something I've always loved to do, and like being myself was just the thing that I loved about myself, is that I just didn't really care about what people thought. Now I'm starting to see that other people are into that now, and it's like, dang, bro, that's actually so fire, because like you can see people who don't care, they're like piercing places that they usually wouldn't pierce, wearing like fishnets and all that, bro. That's so dope, bro. It's so influenced on the music that we listen to, and like the people that are, you know, higher up in like the social media influence that like show us that like, okay, well, life is low-key like just a long movie. I mean, it's shorter for others, but why not just be the character that you want to be? Like, just be who you want to be. Be yourself, bro. Like, like it's like a video game, bro. You're low-key like a customizable character. Just, you can do what you want to do. Like, we don't have hair dye for no reason. Like, I dyed my hair red. I'm probably going to dye it blue in a couple weeks. Like, you can literally do anything in this life, bro. Literally anything. Like, you think people just born as superstars, bro? They woke up one day and they're like, I'm gonna be this, and then they went out and did that. And that's why I feel like people don't understand that like you can literally do anything. And that's just like my, you know, inspiration to all you guys watching. My little drop of love to you guys is that like low-key, not even low-key, like high-key, you can literally do anything you want to do, because that's just how it is, bro. Like, that's just how it is. Like, there's people that started skateboarding and lost limbs, and most people will just quit at that. After that, it's like, okay, my career's done. I can't skate. I don't have legs. But there's people out there that are skating without legs. Yes, there are people out there skating without legs. You can look it up on Instagram, YouTube, Google, whatever you want to look it up on. There are people skating without legs. So that proves my point that nothing's impossible, and that you can do whatever you want to do. And that's just on period, on fold now, you know what I'm saying? Don't listen to me. I'm being stupid, but it's facts though, you know? But life is going to change, bro. You're going to start seeing people, you know, dressing a little bit different, and that's okay with me, because like I said, I'm into that, you know, the advancement of, you know, people. And just mental health is, oh my God, don't even get me started on mental health, because like mental health is so important. And I feel like as a male, it gets a little bit tough, because like growing up, you're just told you got to be tough all the time. And that like, don't cry. You're not a baby. You're not, what are you, a little girl? Why are you crying for? You know, that's like low-key toxic, but like, you know, the whole toxic masculinity thing, we're past that phase. But like, I feel like bro, not enough men ask their homies if they're okay, because like low-key I just had a rude awakening with this whole situation, because I feel like when you're a guy and you feel like the world's against you, it's harder to go to people about these things because they expect you, like, you in your head internally you feel like you're supposed to be the one to deal with these problems yourself. And when you try to deal with stuff yourself, bro, it only makes it 10 times harder to deal with, because like you might not have all the answers, and that's okay if you don't have the answers, but it's always important to try to find someone that does have those answers. And it does definitely take weight off of your shoulders to just let things go sometimes. And rest in peace, Henry Gartland. I don't know if you guys know about that. He's a skater, and he unfortunately took his own life. But I was just watching a live stream on YouTube about how things went down with his situation, and how they were talking, and I was just listening to it, and I was kind of like, I was just brought to like an abrupt like thought where they were talking and they were pretty much saying like how good he was at skateboarding, and they're like, how could someone that good at skateboarding do something like that? And I was like, what? Like, what does being good at skateboarding have to do with anything, bro? Like, the man was probably just going through some like really tough things that had nothing to do with skateboarding. And like, bro, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, how can you say that like it doesn't even register in my brain, bro? And that's just not the case, bro. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are, how much money you have in this world, how much skill you have at something that you do on a daily basis, or just how good you are at anything. It's like, bro, if you have a problem, you have a problem, and if you don't deal with those problems, they're just gonna weigh on you. Like, even some of the most rich and famous people have underlying problems. Like, there's celebrities that have killed themselves and stuff like that. Sorry for using the word. There's celebrities out there that have like ended their own lives, and people are only worried about what's happening on the surface level, which is them being wealthy and having this luxurious life, and they don't really look to see like what it's like. Because like, I can only imagine how bad it is being someone of high stature, social stature. Like, can't really socialize with quote unquote normal people, even though we're all normal people. But like you can't just walk down the street anymore and go to the convenience store. You can't just walk in the mall without being bothered. Like, you have to understand that like some things are stripped from you, and it's hard to get those things back, because like people are always going to see you as that famous person or that person that has money. Like, do you think Mark Zuckerberg can just walk into a mall right now? Or like Elon Musk? Like, everyone knows these people. Like, he'd probably never get out of that mall. Like, he'd just be stuck there. Us as normal people being able to just have these things normalized, and like you walk through the mall and not have people bother us for whatever, autographs, pictures, or just to look in their direction. We don't think twice to think like, dang, he's just trying to go to the mall to go pick up some pants, or like just walk around and enjoy himself. Life is strange, man. Life is really strange. Life is strange, and it's gonna change. I just had a conversation with someone the other day, and we were talking about sleep. And like, I know I'm one of those people that just doesn't sleep. I never really was. Like, I never used to sleep that much. Like, it sounds terrible, and I know I shouldn't be saying this like it's like a good thing, because it's definitely not a good thing. Like, I know it's not a good thing that I don't sleep, but it's okay, because I'm usually thinking of ideas like this stuff that I do on YouTube, bro. This doesn't come easy. Like, it doesn't come easy to me to just come up with ideas for YouTube videos, bro. I don't. It's not easy for me. So most of the time I'm just like sitting in my bed, like thinking about what my next move is. And I don't know, sometimes I just don't sleep because like I fear of missing out on an idea or an opportunity. Like, what am I going to have an opportunity at 3 a.m.? I don't know, but like sometimes like a lot of my good ideas come from me just being up really late, and I'll just like get up and write them on my board, or just write them in my phone sometimes. And then when I don't write it down, bro, that's the worst feeling, is when I don't write down an idea and it was such a good idea, and like my memory's so bad, so I just won't remember anything about that, whatever it was. oh my God, bro, like that was such a good idea. And now I don't even remember it because I didn't write it down. Note to you, if you're like me, write everything down, because it's definitely important to do so, because then you'll remember that you wrote it down. And you're like, okay, I got the idea. It's right there on paper. Boom. 101 organization with Mally. I'm not that organized, but just trust me on that one. You know what I'm saying? But back to sleep. I think that time travel actually exists. How does time travel have to do with sleep? Okay, think about this. All right. What's the idea of time travel? Time travel is the idea that you go from one point in time to the next point in time, correct? Okay. So now when you get tired and you're about to go to sleep, when you're sleeping, you can't see anything besides, obviously, you're dreaming and all that good stuff. But for the most part, you lay down, everything goes black, and then you wake up at a different time. Sleeping is time travel, bro. Nobody can break me on that theory. Okay, bro. You go to sleep at 10. Couple hours later, you're awake at like what? Whatever time. Like if I go to sleep at 10, I'll probably wake up at like or like 7. So if I go to sleep at 10 o'clock, everything goes black and I'm just up at 7. And low-key, I don't even think time is a thing either, bro. Time is not real, bro. I feel like time is just like a social construct. Like who invented time? Like literally who invented time, bro? Like who invented a clock? And how did they know what a clock was? Like how did they know that there's only 12 hours in a day? I mean, 24 hours in a day, right? Who invented an hour is the real question. Like who invented the metrics in which we use to, measure time? Like what's a second, and why did someone choose a second? Like what even is time? Like what is time even useful for, Like think about this, bro. And I don't be high because I don't be smoking, because I know you guys think that these theories come from me being high because I got dreadlocks and I look like I smoke, but I don't smoke, bro. This is just brain babies, bro. This is stuff I think about on a daily basis. But bro, time, I know you guys can't tell me that time doesn't exist, because time is just like, it's useless. It's absolutely useless. All we know is that we're born, we age, and then we die. That's it. And then whatever we do in between there is our life. And that's a good way to think about things. If you're hesitating to do something in your life, bro, this is my, advice and motivation for you guys. Also, part 2. Once you're born, bro, that's when your time starts, bro. And like, listen closely to this though, because like it's important that you don't delay, because you never know when your time's gonna come. There's like people that are born, and as soon as they're born, they're gone. And you never know when your time's gonna come, because life is very unpredictable. We don't know when anything's gonna happen, because literally anything can happen in life. I'm not trying to scare you guys, but like low-key, if you have an idea, low-key just act on it, bro. Like what are you waiting for? Like literally, what are you waiting for? Like you just gotta remember that anything's possible, and that there's no time to waste, bro, because like you don't know what tomorrow holds, or if there even is a tomorrow. So do that idea you have, bro, write that down right now, and as soon as possible, get straight to it, bro. Don't wait on anything, bro. Just start doing it. Like this podcast, I had this podcast idea for about like 6 to 8 months, bro, and like I only just started doing it because I started seeing people on TikTok like blowing up off of this. Yeah, it's probably a bad thing that I'm doing it because of that, but like I was like, dang, what if I had done it like 8 months ago, like where I would be now? And there's so many times that I've had ideas that I didn't act on that, ended up later on being such a good idea that people started doing it too. And then they became successful off of it. And I was like, dang, bro, like I had that same idea and I had like so many better ideas how to make it better. And I just didn't act on it, and I just regretted not doing things. Don't be someone that regrets not doing things. You can do things, and if you fail, you can either try again with a better approach, or you just take your L and run with it, bro. That's it. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fail at one thing and then just stop doing everything else? Like, bro, just get up and try it again, bro. That's it. That's all you gotta do. So if you're trying to be a dancer or you're trying to be a singer or a rapper, bro, don't let your friends or anybody tell you that that's whack or anything. Like, if you think it's cool, bro, go for it. Like, literally do it. Like, don't be that person that listens to other people's opinions, because there's a saying that, like, people in other places are always going to love you more than where you're from. And I've literally experienced this myself. Like, obviously there's people that support me where I'm from, but like, I've experienced more love other places than where I'm actually from. And just take that into account, bro. Like, it's so important to just be confident in what you do and just enjoy life, bro, because life doesn't last forever. You only live so long. And that's just something I always, tell myself when I'm in a rut and I feel like I can't do anything else, bro. I just remind myself that life is only so long. You only live so long. And that's pretty much it. I had one more question to do. I had a bunch of questions on here about skateboarding, but last one is from my cousin, Messiah. Shout out to Messiah. He asked me about my company. So, Lobby Worldwide. If you guys don't know, I have a company named Lobby Worldwide. I'm actually wearing a hoodie right now. The link is down below. If you guys want to support me, I don't make money off my YouTube channels or anywhere else. I literally just work a job, and I don't really make that much money either way. But I'm trying to move out to LA. My goal is to just do a lot of things for people and just make people happy. And really, low-key, I just like putting a smile on people's faces. And that's, how am I going to get paid putting a smile on people's faces? I don't know. That's for, someone else to figure out. I'm just here to make people enjoy life. But Lobby Worldwide is my brain baby. And I just really, where I want to go with Lobby Worldwide is more just, providing good content. And I really want to do like short films. I really want to get into making, like, instead of just doing like hoodies and shirts and stuff, like, that's cool, but I'm really into fashion, and I really just want to do like a lot of cool stuff, like custom pieces and stuff like that. But right now for Lobby, what my main focus is just dropping really good videos, and just making cool content that people can enjoy from all walks of life. Like, even if you don't skate, you should be able to enjoy my videos. That's my main goal right now. And just to be successful and just provide a good life for people that are around me, and, inspire people to just do great things. That's about it. Like, that's what Lobby's all about for me. It's about the youth, bro. Like, there's so many people that have potential in this world, and I feel like not enough people know that they have potential, and it's hard to know when someone doesn't tell you, because sometimes people like have a lot of self-doubt, and that's a big thing with people that are creatives, is that we think that we aren't good enough. But in reality, bro, like, art is so subjective, and that there's always going to be someone that likes your art more than you do, and that's just simple fact. But really for Lobby right now is just to come up with ideas to just make people understand the youth, and that we're very powerful. We are very powerful people. Like, we are very capable of doing a lot of things. Like, you see the stuff that we, push for. Like, even like the social media warriors on freaking like Twitter, bro. Like, those people cancel people within like 10 minutes. Like, imagine what that type of power can do to push someone. Like, imagine the effort that they put into canceling people on Twitter. What that can do for some kid that's like homeless and is really good at drawing and just draws one painting, bro. You can make like an auction on Twitter, and then all of a sudden that kid is on his way to, having a home or just having a place. Because like, for people, like, bro, there's so many ways to go about life, and that same kid could get a sponsorship from Capri Sun or like some museum, and they can put him up in a hotel and then sponsor him to do more paintings. And he starts doing paintings, and he starts a business from doing paintings. Then he owns his own warehouse or art studio, or just like anything, bro. Like, there's so many ways to go about life, and like a lot of times we use social media for negative, when if we use it for for positive, it would just make the world a better place. But no one wants to see positive nowadays. I feel like people would rather watch someone's downfall than someone, do good things in life. And that's sad, but it's just a sad truth. But, that's my goal. I feel like it's up to me to just like show people like that we could just be really good people. I'm not going to get into it. I want to start getting guests on here and talk about topics and stuff, because it's kind of fun talking about this stuff. Like, it's really fun, actually. Like I said before, you could comment down below like some really cool topics, or just things you want me to talk about, or just things you find interesting. Like, what do you find interesting? Let me know down below what you're into. Like, are you into sports? Are you into fashion? Like, what's the latest fashion trend that you're into? Or like what type of stuff pops up on your For You page on TikTok? That's what I want to know. Comment down below right now what pops up on your TikTok For You page, and we'll talk about it next time. We'll talk about TikTok on my next podcast. Tell your friends that you love them, bro. Like, literally tell your friends that you love them, because it's important. Even if you don't know the person, like if you see someone that's down, just say what's up, bro. Sometimes even a simple hello helps. I definitely know that for a fact. I can tell you guys a story about, a homie that I had that had passed away. Rip Sean. You know what I'm saying? Sean 23. I eat pears. The big homie. He was like an angel, bro. Angels are real, by the way, bro. And I was a really shy kid, and he was one of those people. He was like a person I saw at the skate park. I didn't know him at all, and like I never would start conversations with people, and I just felt intrigued to talk to him, just because he just had this natural energy around him that just like surrounded him, that like just made me feel comfortable enough to actually approach him. And I approached him, and I said, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And he was like, "Yeah, what's up?" He was like so hype, and I was like, "Okay, I'm digging his vibe." And low-key, this is like a really emotional thing talking about it, because like he was like one of my favorite people ever, bro. And like there's still times like now where I can like have moments where I'll have like I'll accomplish something. I really just want to bring it up to him. Sorry, dang. My heart's like beating OD fast. But like there's times where I'll like have a moment and I'm like, dang, I really wish I could tell him about this, because he would be really like stoked, or like I'll be going through it, and like he was like the person I would go to with all my problems, because I just felt like he was actually listening. And like I don't know, like he was just there for like, I didn't know him for too long either before he had passed away, but I just know he was just such a good person, bro. He was like the person I confided with all my problems, and he was just like the angel and the devil on my shoulder for figurative speech. Like, he would tell me the pros and cons of every situation that I was going through, and how every situation, came with a positive and negative outcome, even if it was like a good or bad situation. He was just a really good guy, man. And, he just really wasn't there for too long in my life, but I feel like what an actual angel is, like, obviously there's angels in the Bible where they're like guardian angels and they're all around us, but we can't see them. But I feel like angels can take place in your life as physical beings that are just there for a period of they're there for a period of time to guide you through certain situations that normally you wouldn't know how to deal with. And I was going through a part of my life where I was just on a roll, bro, and he kind of humbled me to a certain point where I understood how to act and react in certain situations. And I definitely do thank him for that, because, that definitely helped me be who I am today. And I also had another friend. He was from New York, and I had talked to him one day, and he was like, "Hey, I live in this city," and it was a city I used to live in. And I was like, "Oh, that's dope." He skates, obviously. Also, Sean skated too. And this other guy that I met, he's one of those people, because I like people that are really realistic. I hate someone that's always like I always hated a yes man, if that makes sense. Like someone that's always just hyping you up. I don't like that. Like sometimes I'm like such a perfectionist to the point where I'm not even satisfied with my own work. And this guy, he always made it sure to let me know, like, yeah, you're doing good, but you could always do better. And I always loved that about him because, like, you know, sometimes you just need that reality check. And I would always go to him with this was mainly just for skateboarding stuff, but I always relate everything else to skateboarding. Like everything else in my life, I learned lessons from skateboarding that applied to my actual life. And he always told me that you should only put out your best work. Why is that? Because you never know what opportunities will show and when they will show. So, you know, this is more personal for me. I'm not going to explain the whole situation, but he would always tell me that, like, if you're going to put something out, make sure it's what you like and that it's to your standards. Because if you don't like it and, you know, this person comes around, they're like, oh, I dig this. And, like, say, for instance, you put out a video and it goes viral, but you didn't like the video in the first place. You just put it out because it's like, it's just something to put out. It goes viral. Everybody loves it. But you're not really happy because that's not something you're proud of. And, you know, that's not going to be a pleasant feeling, obviously. So it's just really important to do these type of things. And he also wasn't in my life for that long. He's not dead, obviously, but I just haven't talked to him and I don't know where he's at. He moved back to New York and I just never heard from him again. So if you're out there or someone knows him and has talked to him, like, if you know me, you probably know who I'm talking about. But if you have had conversations with him or talked to him, I want to talk to him because I definitely do appreciate, you know, all the conversations we had about certain things and stuff. You know, this comes full circle back to skateboarding. And skateboarding, yes, I definitely had this question be asked before, is skateboarding is more than just, you know, cool tricks and stuff. Skateboarding can definitely teach you life lessons. It's like life lessons to, you know, fall and get back up. And no matter how hard it gets, to just keep trying, because the outcome is going to definitely be more worth than, you know, the trials and tribulations you go through to get to that end point. Because we all know as skaters, like when you're trying your first ever kickflip, you go through months or weeks or even days sometimes. Like some people are just that quick, but you go through a period of time where you can't do it, and then you keep trying. You're literally busting your shins up, going through pain to, you know, just get this feeling of accomplishment, and that feeling just feels so good, but it's always so worth it. But even though you get that feeling one time, the next time you do it, it's like, okay, I got this. Now you're just feeding for more. And I feel like that's important, bro, because, like, skateboarding is just like endless, like, progression. There's no such thing as the best skater ever, because there's always something else to learn in skateboarding. Like, and that also applies for real life too. Like, there's no such thing as the best this or the best that. There's always something more you can do. There's never like an end. Like, it's infinite. And for most people, skateboarding has brought them out of situations where it could have been really bad for them, or, you know, they could have been sucked into something else. And I feel like people don't understand, like, how important skateboarding is to people. Because for me, it's just like something that allows me to clear my mind, because instead of being in my head all the time and not being able to sleep and stuff, like, when I'm skateboarding, I can't think about anything else besides this piece of wood that's under my feet, and focusing on how my legs are supposed to move and how I'm supposed to pop, or how high I'm supposed to pop, or, you know, how I'm pushing and shoving, and, you know, like all that important stuff when you're skateboarding. But when you're skateboarding, you can't think about, there's no room to think about all the, you know, stressful things in life. And I feel like not a people enough, like, if you're dating a skater, you should definitely understand that, like, they're most likely not going to pick up your calls or respond to your text messages, because that's, like, to them, that's their euphoric feeling to escape from their daily life. And sometimes people have harder lives than other people, and like skateboarding can definitely be that escape. And I definitely think everybody should try skateboarding sometime in their life, because I don't know, at least just try things in life, bro. But skateboarding is one thing I definitely recommend people try. And if you don't want to skate, maybe try watching skate videos, and like take what I just said and just apply it to every skate video you watch, and understand that every single one of these people started off as a person that started skateboarding because they found it as something cool, and they stuck with it because it's something they love. And that's that on skateboarding, bro. Skateboarding is a beautiful thing. There's a lot of beautiful things in this world, and skateboarding is one, and you are one too. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. Like I said, it's the outro again. I love you. Peace out. This is the Untitled Podcast. Malachi. You know what I'm saying? Waffle grease and toaster ovens too. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen a light bulb in Christmas? It ain't even that pretty. Popeye's toes. Babies don't even walk backwards.